I've now got the new power cord and fuse on the Hallicrafters radio. I hooked up the auxiliary jack right to the input of the first audio tube, but I put in an additional capacitor here, both to keep DC from getting into the grid circuit and to prevent high voltage from destroying an external device in case of a tube short or something. So I can demonstrate that once we get the unit set back up. And it can function as either an input or an output. In the input mode, we'll just turn the RF switch to off, and that, I think it grounds out one of the IF stages through a capacitor, and so then you can put an auxiliary input in it. Or if you wanted to run this out to a recorder, then you could use, or an external amp, you can use as an auxiliary output. Probably I'll be more inclined to use it in the output mode. But I've got the fuse holder in here and the new power cord. I've got the shortwave aligned. I've got the shortwave working now. The only thing that seems to not be working quite right is the beat frequency oscillator. It kind of works, but it's really weak. But probably I'll mostly just be listening to modulated transmissions, so I might try a new tube in it and see if it's a bad 6J5 tube. So there's the completed under chassis view, and I think I can try and go ahead and put it back in the cabinet. I've got the tuning strings and tuning dials hooked back up, so let's put it back in the cabinet and then see what it can do. Before I put it back together, this row of adjustments is for the 4th shortwave band, and this is the RF mixer stage and oscillator. And then this row here is for the 3rd shortwave band. Then these to the left here are for the AM band, 550 to 1600 kilohertz, band number 1. And then these ones to the right here are for the 1st or the 2nd shortwave band, band number 2. So I used the test generator and I tried to get everything adjusted the best that it could be. And I also adjusted the IFs earlier, so I think it got it aligned pretty good. So now let's put it back in the cabinet. Here's the completed Hallicrafters radio. Of course, cosmetically it doesn't look perfect, but that's not what matters to me. What matters to me is how it works. And it works just like it ought to. It works real well. The tuning dial works good. Fortunately, I couldn't find that little bit that got busted out of it. But this fine-tuning adjustment works good. And I found the original 6F6 tube. It's got a Type 80 rectifier. And I just cleaned it off the best I could. I mean, I got all the junk off that I could just with manual cleaning. So maybe someday I'll do some more to make this cosmetically look a little better, but my first concern is just to get it working good, and some of the knobs were missing when I bought it. I did find a new toggle switch that I was able to put in for the standby switch, and I put a new headphone jack in it. I wired the headphone jack into the output transformer circuit of the speaker side of the output transformer. I think they originally had it hooked into the plate circuit of the first audio stage. I think that was to use with like an old magnetic high impedance headset. This is set up so you can use an external speaker or modern low impedance headphones with it. So let's check out the AM band here.
The right through this station, God uses Family Life Radio to encourage you and others on the journey.
Start at the bottom here.
Certified free unlimited warranty and serious satellite radio details and limitations. Not all customers will qualify for advertised APR and are subject to prior...
This may not look really green on the camera, but it is actually green.
Mark, Jerry, and Richard from the band OAR, and we're on a mission to help America's paralyzed veterans.
We all love our families and want what's best for them. Well, where would you turn if a loved one was critically injured while serving our country?
I don't think
What
the
if your
tone
brother couldn't get
control
the
works.
specialized
I
care he
might
needed when he returned home
have
paralyzed
just
from a war
removed
zone?
the paper
Or your
cap in that
husband couldn't secure
circuit,
his
so
military
I may
benefits
eventually
after
put
being
that
injured
back
by an
in,
IED
but
blast in Afghanistan.
everything else
Or your
seems to be
daughter was
functional.
disabled while serving her country.
This does work, although it's not, you can hear the beat frequency there, although it's not quite as strong as maybe it could be.
Served and sacrificed for our country.
Enlisting all Americans to help veterans receive what they need. How many people want Magnum PI with that Testarossa there?
You can, of course, when simultaneous things happen, we have fish dying off, simultaneous with birds dying off, then it makes the natural...
My hand before my mouth, I've spoken foolishly once, I won't speak again, I repent in dust and ashes, and in some ways the answer to suffering is beholding who God is.
I've got it hooked up with a loop antenna here. I've got it also hooked up just with an extension. Got the antenna lead clipped to an extension cord here. I don't know if this might have a loose connection or something. It seems like when I turn it off and turn it back on, it comes on stronger, so I may need to check that out.
Getting back to Tiger Woods, got this text message from Robin in Sacramento. The problem I feel with Tiger is us. We expect him to be dominating the game as the golfer he once was. So
let's try band 2. Not really picking up anything on band 2. Let's try band 3.
He's just got lost, he follows. Taking calls, you know. He said, I'll put shepherds over you. They'll feed you.
I heard the shortwave station a little bit earlier. They're using some kind of weird microphone system where it's got some kind of reverb on
They
it.
don't even have a pastor. The Bible said, he said,
Hello here, Alan. In the middle of the campaign, the guy takes off the American flag.
clearly, and as plainly as I...
Yo, and it said,
God bless you, absolutely.
I'm trying to see if I can get WWV. I think this calibration may be a little off. I may need to readjust the dial position.
I'll still be in the category.
I'll try band 4. Isn't really getting much on it. I'm gonna try taking it off of the loop antenna just for a minute here. That's kind of strange. I don't know why it disappeared. So there's the Hallicrafters S-40A radio.